I'm on a journey to platinum every single Devil May Cry game, and today I'll be starting with
Let's rock, baby.
Devil May Cry is a hack and slash franchise developed and published by Capcom. There are a total of 6 games, 5 of the games being mainline and 1 being a reboot of the series, which I'm on a journey to get the platinum trophy on every single one of these games. All I want to say now is I've been really excited to finally play the rest of these games. Ever since I played DMC5, I have fell in love with this franchise. I'm just so glad I can finally experience all of these games. So with all of that being said, I hope you enjoy this video, and now, let's get into this journey.
Let's go.
We start this journey by being introduced to 2 characters, one being Trish and the other being Dante. Dante is the son of the legendary Dark Knight Sparta, and Trish, well, she's Trish. Anyways, she tries to kill us, but since we're Dante, we easily humble the fuck out of her with Ebony and Ivory. After all that commotion, she asks us to help stop Mundus. So we travel to Mallet Island in order to stop him. Once we get there, we head to the castle, which we are then put into our first mission. For the first part of the first mission, I have to find 45 red orbs in order to open the door. It takes me about a minute or two to find all of them, but I was able to do it. I then open the door. After opening the door, I make my way up some stairs, and I jump on top of some box to find a key that I need to open another door. Right after I get the key, some enemies spawn and I'm finally put into my first combat encounter of the game. Honestly, I really love the combat for this game, it isn't as good as the other DMCs, probably because it's the first one, but it definitely is a good step in the right direction. I don't know if it would be because Devil May Cry 2 happened. Other than that, we head to the blue door, which was the one the key unlocks. I enter the room where inside I find an emblem that I have to hit. But since it's my first time ever seeing it, like a dumbass, I just jumped around for a bit, wondering what the hell does it do. But after putting 2 and 2 together, I hit the emblem and it makes me go down to the floor below. Down here is a group of enemies, which are just marionettes, so I just beat the shit out of them and then I go back up. Whenever I get back up, there's some more enemies, so once again, I beat the hell out of them, and after doing so, the curse would be lifted from the door. So now I'm able to leave the room, and doing so would end the mission and it would give me my first D rank. It also tells me I can switch to easy automatic mode, but I choose not to do so, obviously. To begin mission 2, I start by defeating some marionettes in front of the door. Soon after, I go explore and defeat some more enemies, and in the process of doing that, I end up dying. It makes me use a yellow orb to continue, and I'd have to restart from the last checkpoint. So I make my way back and actually defeat the enemies this time. After defeating the enemies, I interacted with the statue, which led me to one of my favorite cutscenes of this game. You should get it. After watching that ore farm, I get a new weapon, which is Alistair. I then go into the room to the left of the statue to retrieve some key. Right after that, I decide to go back out into the hallway to open a door that required the key I just got. When I entered the room, I would be greeted with a lion statue that requires a sign called Lion Sign, and we needed this sign in order to take the magic barrier off of it. After that, I decided to go to the second floor where I would encounter more enemies, and while fighting them, I ended up getting a trophy for doing an S-rank combo with Alistair.
I get a trophy. Oh my god.
After that encounter, I went inside. I found some big coffin thingy and a sign telling me basically to hit it. So I hit it and it reveals a secret trapdoor. I decided to go inside the trapdoor, and going in it reveals Staff of Judgment, which is needed to open the door. As soon as we pick it up, it also reveals a secret door. Whenever I decided to go to the main door to try to leave the room, I get introduced to a new enemy, which is called Sin Scissors. There's an easy way to defeat them, but honestly, I didn't even know at the time. So I go back into the hall and use the Staff of Judgment on the wall, and it opens up a secret door. And just like that, mission 2 is completed. Wait! Before we continue on to the next mission, shall I go over the trophy list for you guys? Devil May Cry Platinum is rated an 8 out of 10 on its difficulty, estimated to take 24 hours to finish, and is estimated to take a total of 3 playthroughs because of its different difficulties you have to beat the game on. There are 33 trophies needed to get the Platinum trophy. Majority of the trophies are from just playing the story, while other ones you'll most likely have to go out of your way to get them. While it is possible to get almost all of them in one playthrough, other than difficulty related ones, I did not choose to do so because I wanted to play the game blind. There isn't much more to say about the trophy list, so let's get right back into this video. To start off mission 3, I go to the back of the room, which reveals the Pride of a Lion, which is what we needed to break the lion statue. But in order to get it, I have to choose the path of trials, whatever the hell that even means. A beam comes out suddenly and takes the curse off of the door and allows me to open it. So I go outside, I go to some bridge and interact with some thingy and walk back to the door, when suddenly the bridge is struck by lightning and I fall down into the water. While I'm in the water, I defeat these Sargassos to go back up to the surface. After that, I go back inside to retrieve the Pride of the Lion, when suddenly, I'm interrupted by some bitch-ass spider. Dante and the spider go back and forth.
What a big surprise. I hope for your sake you got something inside that big body of yours.
And Dante does a cool ass flip, which would then start a boss fight with the spider. I ended up dying a few times, which would restart the mission because I lost all of my yellow orbs. If you don't understand what this means, let me explain for you. If you somehow end up dying in a mission and you have a yellow orb on you, then you can continue from your last checkpoint. Now let's say you lose all of your yellow orbs, then you'll have to fully restart the mission. I make my way back to the boss to fight him once again. It would take me a few restarts and retries, but after all that, I finally defeated my first boss, and doing so would give me my second trophy of the game. Fucking finally, oh my god. Oh! That is so annoying. Mission 4 kicks off starting us outside of the room we were just in. And basically what we have to do is go to the room with the lion in it and use the Pride of the Lion inside of the room. Or like on the statue, I mean. Doing so gets rid of the barrier and allows me to beat the statue. After doing so, Shadow comes out of nowhere and it would start an unavoidable fight. I ended up dying to Shadow, but whenever I came back to give him his rematch, I would defeat him with ease. After that fight, I entered the door with the lion symbol on it, and I make my way up to a room. It contains a statue inside, which has the item we need. So we go and find the sword that is needed to do this puzzle and insert it inside of her. Because we did that, we ended up getting the melancholy soul. After that, I am soon interrupted by me. No, never mind. It's just the goat, Nilo Angelo. And he basically just appears, then he goes outside for some reason. So I follow behind him. Going outside with him would put me into a cutscene, then start a boss fight with Nilo Angelo. I don't want to go too much into detail about this boss fight because I kind of want to save it for later for the Dante Must Die playthrough. Just know, I died a few times, but I eventually got him, you know. The cutscene plays and basically what happens is Nilo Angelo starts beating my ass and he sees a necklace that Dante got from his now dead mother. He then starts acting weird and he leaves right away. Right after that, I end up getting another trophy for finishing the mission. That shit was way easier. You're no angel. Nilo Angelo! Now that you guys got the idea on how the missions play out, here are the rest of the story trophies in this playthrough. Here are also the few non-related trophies I got during the playthrough.
Oh. Yagami. Oh.
To begin phase 2, I'll be showing you guys a failed attempt of a playthrough. Basically, I was trying to max out my health and finish all the secret missions on hard difficulty, but there's a problem. And that problem was secret mission 4. Well, if you played DMC 1 and done that secret mission, then you have a pretty good idea of what the hell I'm talking about. Other than that, the only good thing that came out from this short hell playthrough was getting a trophy for finishing a mission without being hit, as well as a gun collector for collecting all guns, which honestly, I'm not even sure how the hell I missed the last gun for me, which was a shotgun. Also, quick note, while editing, I just realized I didn't show this trophy. And well, the reason why is because I didn't have any footage of it. Anyways, back to the video. Other than that, I'll begin the actual second playthrough on a new save file. I had a few goals in mind, and they were to complete every secret mission, get all of the blue orbs, and also attempt to beat the game without using any yellow orbs. Doing so would earn me a total of 4 trophies. I'll just be showing the secret missions and not the blue orbs because like there's really just too much to cover about the blue orbs. The first secret mission was simple. You just had to counter or parry the enemy at the right time, then get close and shoot them. Secret mission 2 or 3 were kind of both alike. Both of them are recommended to be done 2 different ways. Not going to go over how to do them. Secret mission 4, which you have to defeat 3 shadows. I've never wanted to pull my hair out more. Like, this mission was definitely hell. It's like hell. If you look up hell in the dictionary, it'll probably just say DMC 1, Secret Mission 4 or something. Secret Mission 5 is probably one of my favorite ones. All you really have to do is make one of the enemies defeat the other ones. Like there's a Cyclops, I think that's what they're called. And they shoot like little dirt balls. And so basically just get like in the middle of them and just wait for them to shoot it and then just jump up at the right time. And then just do that like a few times or so. And you should be able to get it done easily. Next up is Sexy 6, which is easy. I basically have to hop on top of 3 enemies' heads and keep doing so until I get high enough to get the blue orb that's in the sky. Secret Mission 7 requires you to defeat all enemies, but there's a twist. You're underwater. But no, seriously, easy mission. Definitely one of the easiest. The only hard thing about it, maybe like the fucking inverted controls that's underwater, because I really hate it. Mission 8 has me going back a bit and going to some small narrow area. Well, for this one, you wouldn't guess, but I have to defeat shadows. It was more easier than before because I'm more upgraded with health and stuff, but that didn't mean I didn't have a close call or two. Mission 9, I have to acquire a blue orb at the end of the Stairway of Death, which may possibly sound horrible and tougher than a whole DMD run, unprepared to. But don't fret guys, please don't at all. All you gotta do is just jump on top of these fused goals and then just go all the way to the top and boom, just blue orb and you're done with the mission. Mission 10 finally comes around and I have to hunt down all the shadows, and honestly I got lucky because I wasn't fighting them all at once, so this is definitely 1,000 times better than doing Secret Mission 4. God, I really hate Secret Mission 4. I don't know if you guys can tell, I fucking hate it. Mission 11 is found in the beginning of Mission 17. Just go through the red portal behind you and it will initiate. I honestly lied about Mission 7 being the easiest because this one probably takes the cake for this. It is way easier and it's too easy, that is. And honestly, I'm here for it. I love it. Best secret mission ever. Yes, it's only the best one because it's the easiest. But all you gotta do, or what I did, you just gotta come up here, use air raid, that is, right? Just fly, go to the blue orb, boom. You're done. You're cooked. You got it. But ignore me falling at the end. Act like that didn't happen. This is pretty unrelated to the secret missions, but I'll end up getting a trophy for getting 50,000 red orbs while fighting Nightmare 3. So good for me, I guess. And last but not least, Secret Mission 12. It was pretty simple for me at the start until I got to the middle of it. I'm not sure why. I felt genuine confusion on where to go and whether to kill the dinosaur or not. So like basically I kind of watched the YouTube guide. I don't want to talk about this one much, so sorry to you Secret Mission 12 fans out there. Anyways, now that that's out of the way, there's the last trophy for doing all 12 secret missions. After defeating Mundus, not just once but twice, I'll then get the trophy for beating the game without using a yellow orb. Next, there's a hard playthrough, which I don't really want to talk about much because it's just normal with the slight tweaks, Just know I struggled a bit, but during this playthrough, I did get 2 trophies, which were Blue Devil for maxing out my health, and the Devil's in the Details for purchasing all of Dante's skills. After these trophies, I finished up my hard difficulty playthrough and earned the trophy Boiling for finishing the game on hard. Now almost last, but definitely not least, is the Dante Must Die playthrough. Oh boy, I wish I could describe the amount of pain this was to do. Dante Must Die was definitely what took the most time out of everything in this like trophy list to do. I could have made it 1,000 times better and easier if I were to prep and farm untouchables and devil stars, which would have been a smart thing to do, but I honestly didn't feel like doing all that, and I wanted to make this more interesting and challenging, so I decided to do so. And honestly, it was more a challenge, but also a frustrating experience and challenge too. Some of the things that Dante Must Die add is that after a certain amount of time in combat, normal enemies can go into DT, which gives them a lot more defense, as well as more health and more damage that they can do to you. Because of this, I'll be spamming grenade rolling, which makes them a breeze. Also note, I'll be going over the top 3 bosses I had the most trouble on, only because that's the only thing I struggled with, and I don't want to drag out the video and make most of it about Dante Must Die. First, we will start off with Nilo 1. First phase 1, I didn't have much of a problem with him. It was very simple to do, but I would always lose a lot of health because I didn't really have a strategy on how to beat him at first. And whenever he teleports the first and second time, I always struggle because of the fuck ass camera and the small space I have to fight him. So the strategy I had was basically to grenade roll and use some devil trigger move on him. I don't know what it was called, but it was for Ifrit. And for stage 2, I just grenade roll him from below, which worked somehow. In stage 3, you wouldn't guess, but I grenade rolled him. It took a few tries, but I eventually got it down and I eventually beat him. The next boss I'll be covering is Nilo 3. Before I get into him, quick note, I somehow lost footage of my fights with him, which may sound crazy, yes. I would like to apologize about that before I do get into him. Nilo 3 took the most time out of all the bosses to fight. Took literally fucking days. Those days were the most dreadful days I've ever spent on a single boss. Honestly, I had no hope for beating him, because no matter what I did, I got my ass kicked either way. Like, there wasn't a different result for, like, every fight. I just had the same amount of health, or he had the same amount of health every single time. That was until I searched up some guide or some help for the fight. I basically found out some loop I could do for the fight, which did really good damage, and could get Nilo stun locked if done right. But I found it troubling to remember, like, the commands for it. It was like one or two of the attacks, I don't remember. I basically did part of it and added an Inferno, which did a better damage, but didn't allow me to do the loop, which I was perfectly fine with. Shout out to that random guy though for the help. I'm gonna put his video on screen. And with the last and final boss I had trouble with was the big boss himself.
Kept you waiting, huh?
No, not that big boss, you dumbass. I'm talking about Mundus himself. I had trouble partly with his air phase, but for that phase, I just used Devil Stars to finish that phase. But what I'm mostly talking about and mainly talking about was his phase 2, Mundus ground phase. It definitely drove me insane, especially because the guide I was watching, he just used untouchables to like fucking cheese him, and I didn't really have it untouchables. He just used like I think like 6-7 of them to make him faster to like beat him. I don't know. I only really had 2, but I think I just used them at the end. But for phase 2, I just mostly relied on round trip to get some of my devil trigger back, and I used fireballs like the devil trigger move, mostly to do damage on him, and the shotgun to shoot those little those little tiny balls that shoot lasers at you. I don't know what they're called. Honestly, using this move set really did hold up until the end of the fight. The real problem I had with fighting him was just not being hit by any of his attacks that he does. I'm gonna just show some of the attacks that he does on the screen right now, so you guys can have an idea of what I'm talking about. During his phase, I just tried to play it out as safe as I possibly could, because I was scared of like having a really good run and then just being ruined because like I just started to get greedy because like his health was really low. Anyways, I don't have much more to say now about Mundus, so here's me defeating Mundus and getting the trophy for beating the game on Dante Must Die. Now we have the last remaining trophy left for the Platinum, and that's for unlocking all enemy entries for every enemy file in the status menu. I had just a few remaining, and I had to search for a guide to help me out, obviously. The one I struggled on the most was the one for one-shotting a Sin Scythe. If you've done this before, then you definitely know how annoying it could be to do this. Like, it took me hella attempts, holy shit. The next one was an easy one. It was for letting a yellow Beelzebub, I think that's what it's called, grab you, which I ended up doing in mission 5 or 6. I don't know. It's the one that takes place under the like underground or in the sewers. The next one was one for Frost, which I had to let them do like one of their range attacks or something. It took about like 30 seconds or so for them to do it. For the last and final enemy entry I needed was to make a nobody throw one of their eyes, which I honestly have no clue why it took them so long to do this. Maybe because I didn't run away from them whenever I did fight them all those times. I mean, I wasn't really like ranging them. I was like mostly like going like hand to hand. I don't know if that makes sense. Anyways, here's the trophy as well as the platinum. My thoughts on this platinum? I really enjoyed getting the platinum for this game. I found it to be really fun to play at times, and I also found it to be really challenging too. It was a perfect combination of both, and I really enjoyed that about the game. In my opinion though, by the way. The thing that was the most challenging about this game was the first playthrough and then Dante Must Die. Especially Dante Must Die. Holy shit. There's not much more I can think of saying without it all being about Dante Must Die. So if you watched until the end and you've enjoyed the video up until this point, definitely be sure to leave a like and subscribe, or even just comment a suggestion on what game you'd like to see me platinum next. Also changed up the editing style a bit, so let me know if you liked it, or is there anything I should change about it. Thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful day.
I should have been the one to fill your dark soul with light!